Hi, I'm Dell Russo with Daily Fashion Jobs TV. We've been asking for you guys to send us your questions about the fashion industry, for the questions that you've been looking to have answered. I'm going to do the first three. We had a bunch come in. These are the first set of questions, but it will be ongoing. We'll be answering a ton of questions, so remember to keep sending your questions. So the first question is, where can I find paid assistant fashion stylist jobs, and do they exist? They do exist. They are very, very limited, and you have to do your searching. You have to do lots of searching online for these jobs, but they do exist if you put the work in and you really look for them. Now, I'm going to say they exist more in New York City because that's where a lot of fashion jobs and photo shoots happen, and they also happen on the West Coast in California. So if you don't happen to be near these two states, it's going to be really difficult for you to get. I'm not saying you can't find them, but it's going to be a little bit more difficult. So the first place, if you guys are not familiar with it yet, Model Mayhem is a great website to go to find some of these jobs. Now you can do your search any way you'd like, but this site has a lot of different photographers, agencies, models, all looking to work together. Now, not all of them are paid. You want to look for the ones that are paid, but it's a good source for you to find stuff like that. Craigslist is also another source. If you type in fashion stylist or fashion styling jobs, you can go there and you will find some assistant jobs there as well. I suggest contacting stylists that are a little bit more well known, that you've seen their work in the pages of magazines. And contact them and just let them know a little bit about you. You know, be real, be yourself. Don't make the email too long, and just let them know that you're willing to work as an assistant for them on the next upcoming jobs they have. They may not have jobs right away for you, but they definitely will keep you on their list, and if they need it, if it's a big assignment, they'll give you a call. As long as you show them that you're motivated and willing to work and put the time. Also, contacting agencies. Agencies are a good place to start. Agencies that already hire fashion stylists like Russo, another good source for contacting them and asking them to put you on the list for an assistant stylist job as they come up. It may take a little time again, but you will find them and they will be paid. The second question is, how do I get published tears? Now, if you guys don't know what tears are, they are the actual magazines that you tear out of the work that you've done. And these are so key to have to add to your book when you start working and going out and showing your work to different people. So now, to get the published ones, because it's easy to do photo shoots, but they're not all published, the best way to do this is to contact photographers, because photographers are the ones who are submitting the pictures that they are taking to different magazines and different places. So you want to contact photographers that do have published work, and when you speak to them, you want to ask them, will they be publishing these photos for an upcoming magazine? And that's the most important question. Work with them. You have a better chance of having your pieces published that way when you know somebody else is submitting. And word of advice is to keep putting your own photo shoots together and submitting them to magazines. Try for the smaller magazines. Don't start with the huge ones right away, but you got to keep submitting. Don't be too much and don't be too pushy, but you want to keep submitting. So keep coming up with different story ideas. Make sure it's with the season. Make sure you know the editorial calendars and start submitting to the smaller magazines. There's a good chance that they're out there and they're looking for your work and the creativity, and you just got to keep going with it. You got to keep pushing through. Okay, the third question that I got asked is about interning, and do I hire interns? I do hire interns very often, and there are a few things that I look for in particular. Some of the things that are most important to many people that are hiring any type of assistant, whether it's a personal assistant or a fashion stylist assistant, I've done two. I've hired as an assistant for photo shoots, but I've also hired for my store as well. So pretty much these are the basics that I look for in any type of intern. Motivation is number one. You need to be motivated. You need to absolutely have a passion for the industry. You can't be lazy. You have to be willing to put the time in and work. I think being on time is really important. Never show up late. Do your best. It's better to be early, walk in the door a little bit early, than to walk in late. Anybody's going to notice that, and especially on a photo shoot, you need to be on time. So you want to show that whoever you're working for, that you're able to do that. Self-starter. It's so important to be a self-starter and be willing to work on your own and not always expect somebody to tell you the next thing to do. You want to be able to think for yourself and come up with the next thing that might need to be done. After working for someone for even just a week, you'll know the things that are the typical things that happen in a day, and you want to be able to do those without somebody telling you. Another thing that I tell everybody is to know a little bit about everything. It's so important to come to the job and know what goes on at a photo shoot. Know what goes on behind the scenes, what the photographer is doing with the lighting. Know what the makeup artist is doing. Know what the hairstylist is doing. And obviously know what the stylist job is. You want to know all these things. You want to know the background of the magazine that you're working for, the background of the stylist you're working for. a little bit about each person. So when you show up, you have that knowledge and you're able to use it. There's so many times that I've been on photo shoots and I was so happy that I knew a little bit about the lighting, because someone might turn to you and say, do you think we need the blue gel over the light? Do you think it'll look better? And if you know what a blue gel is and you know how it's going to change and affect the photo, you're able to give your opinion and they're going to call you back. They're going to use you for the shoot again. That is so important. And that's what you want as an intern. You want to know a little bit about everything. It pretty much goes for any job, but this job in particular, you want to know a little bit about everything. I hope that answered these 3 questions. Remember to keep sending your questions in. I am happy to answer them. I love answering fashion style questions and about breaking into the industry. I'm Dell Russo. This is Daily Fashion Jobs TV. Have a great day. Bye.